We have returned.
And I wasn't expecting us to return.
You weren't expecting us to return yet?
Yet. No, it wasn't. I thought we were going to discuss things a little bit more.
Okay. I mean, neither one of us had really anything, an idea of what we're going to talk about for the Hangover or what we want to talk about.
Well, why don't we talk about, at least right now, so one of its main missions is to look for evidence of life.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it is looking at rocks and things like that and understanding what the rocks are. And are they volcanic rocks? Are they, sedimentary rocks, that type of thing?
Mm-hmm.
But at its core, it is also looking for, as Jack says, that amoeba shit.
Amoeba shit.
It is looking for amoeba shit.
Punk band name?
That actually is a good punk band name.
Hey everyone, we're amoeba shit!
Amoeba shit! Punks generally are smart. They know what amoebas are. So.
Although, Jack, I believe you spelled amoeba wrong. I believe there's an O in it somewhere.
There's an O in there somewhere.
I don't remember which side of the E it goes on.
I personally do not like to call out spelling of, our massive fan base. But.
Look, we need to promote accuracy in all of science. All right? As we're like, we don't know. It's probably this. Look it up yourselves.
There's a comment, science. Jack, we love you, man. Don't turn away.
There was Amoeba Records. Is Amoeba Records still around? I think there was Amoeba Records in Berkeley.
I don't know. I've never heard of Amoeba Records.
No, maybe that's only a Bay Area thing.
A Berkeley thing?
It could just be a Bay Area thing. San Francisco Bay Area thing.
I love how you assume everything in the Bay Area is just global.
I do.
Yeah. Meanwhile, in South Carolina, they're like, what the fuck's an amoeba? We ain't got an amoeba.
What's a record?
What's a record?
Yeah, okay, it was in Berkeley.
Amoeba record. Ain't got no amoeba records here. That's from the Bay Area.
Rasputin? Did you know
South of Rise
Rasputin
again.
Records?
What?
You have a Rasputin Records?
Mm-mm.
There was one in
but one of the best record stores in South Carolina, and I do not know if they're still open, is in Charleston, and I'm gonna pretend it's still open with the words I use, but it's in Charleston and it's called The Prison, and it was a punk record store. You could get all your punk needs from there. It was awesome. Anytime I would go down to Charleston,
you go to prison.
It was great.
That's fun.
You get all the the little fanzines. You get all the bootleg tapes of just the concerts and all this kind of stuff. You can find a great place to find what punk bands were actually coming to the area and that you can see.
Yeah. So. It sounds like going to Rasputin Records in Concord. Go to Rasputin, look through all their collection of stuff, and then go next door to Blondie's Pizza. And get a really good slice of pizza.
Nice. Nice.
Anyway, we were talking about Mars and got real distracted.
It's the Hangover. This is what we do. I was gonna say, I think that when we talk about what might happen if it does find life.
What might happen? Well, society's gonna lose their shit.
They're gonna lose their shit. And the punk in me can't wait for that to happen. All right, let's just be honest. You're going to have a lot of religions of the world are going to have to pivot,
just like they did with Galileo.
They're going to have to
be like, damn it.
And I am going to love to watch that pivot, and it's just going to be another example of hypocrisy.
Whatever. They got plenty of what are those the spin artists, what are they called? The spin people who put a spin on things. They have a
spin doctors.
Spin doctors.
Spin doctors.
They got tons of spin artists. they got many spin doctors like on retainer that they they got a whole PR department that they've been.
I guarantee you it's going to be our religion didn't say that there wasn't life elsewhere in the universe. It was just it's not human life. That's what they're gonna say.
It was also made in his image.
Yeah. Whatever. But really and truly, I hope it finds it. That whole thing about religions and society really is secondary for me. Mm-hmm. It really boils down to the philosophical thing of, hey, we're not alone. If life can exist here, and on Earth, and then we can go next door and find that life existed on Mars in extreme conditions, which we know life can happen in extreme conditions.
Water bears.
Yep, and even at the bottom of the oceans and things like that. Then it's got to be elsewhere in the universe.
I mean, if you look at our planet is just real crazy. I mean, our planet has so much diverse extremities to it.
It does.
You know, and here we are hanging out along with so many weird ass fucking species of life on this planet. So, there's always going to be someone that says it's fake.
No. Okay, you have to do the whole thing.
Oh, but it says there's a certain section of Mayberry that will say it's fake. Is that a Leave It to Beaver?
No, that is the Andy Griffith Show.
Okay.
It takes place somewhere in a fake town in North Carolina. And so the Andy Griffith Show is big in the South because it reflects Southern values. You know, there's not a single African American in that show. It's all white people. And you know, it's where Opie got his start. Ron Howard.
Oh, I thought like Happy Days was his start.
No, he was Opie on.
I've never seen the Andy Griffith Show, so I don't. He's a sheriff, right?
Yeah, he's a sheriff, and then you have Don Knotts as the deputy Barney Fife, and Otis, town drunk, and. I don't know. Opie doesn't have a mom. Mom's dead or ran off with Otis's brother. I don't quite know, but they live with an aunt. So Mount Airy. Was in CBS Morning.
I had a question I was going to ask you. That was a serious question. Yes. Okay. How do you think if we find life on Mars, how do you think that is going to change or influence or readjust how we look at how life evolved on Earth?
Oh, that's a good question. I think it changes how we view how life evolved on Earth, because Mars is a very different place. It was similar to Earth in some ways, but also very different. And so I think it's going to expand the possibilities of how life could have popped up here on Earth.
Okay. Yeah.
And so it can only expand us.
Yeah.
It can't expand our knowledge and how we view things.
Yeah, it can't limit it. It can't hinder any knowledge. I mean,
no. In fact, our view of how life evolved on Earth right now is limiting. We need to see how life evolved on Mars, because we are going to find that there was life on Mars, and that one day somehow somebody's going to find that there was life on Mars, and it's going to expand, and then you know what, we might find the possibility that there's life on Europa, in Europa's oceans, and that's going to change things. That is drastically going to change things.
Do we want it to turn out like the Europa report? What percentage of you wants discovery on another planet to happen kind of like it does in a horror movie? A horror space movie.
This is how I would say it. This is how I would say it in planetarium shows. Okay? I would say that Europa is an ice world, but up underneath that ice is a liquid water ocean. And what I absolutely would love to see happen is for us to send a submergible, a submarine to Europa. It goes down into that ocean and it's looking around, and the very first thing it sees is this giant fucking squid just comes and just grabs it and eats it. And that is the first video that we get from Europa.
That would be amazing.
To me, that is what I desperately want.
Honestly, I think if that we found life in that situation, under that, with that context of happening, I feel like that would almost inspire and propel public interest in exploring even more so than if it was just like, look at this little microscopic bacteria that's just poofing by.
Yeah, the thing. All right, let's be honest. If they announce life on Mars, and that life is microbial life, I think a lot of people are going to be ho-hum. There'll be some excitement, but then that excitement is going to quickly kind of peter off.
Our species, we are ADHD, and are just. And the media that we have, we really, to grab our interest, we need something that's pretty fucking wild.
We are perpetually...
And possibly very dangerous.
Yes. We are perpetually now the MTV generation, where everything is in 3-minute clips, 3.5-minute clips.
Or shorter. How long is TikTok supposed to be?
Yeah, however long TikTok is. But I am MTV generation from the 80s, so I can say 3.5 minutes. Whoever's alive today can do your TikTok thing and say 20 seconds. I don't know, whatever. But yeah, we really are. Our attention span is really 3.5 minutes as a species, and so I think you really are going to need something major, like a giant European squid just eating a submarine. I realize it's a loss of a lot of billions of dollars and shit like that, but what an amazing thing.
Worth it. Hashtag worth it.
It is completely hashtag worth it. And oh my God, I am so happy to give tax dollars to a mission like that.
My mom made a good point, though. She says, we have to think of life in the only parameters we know, then learn how different and wrong we are. Yeah. We've been wrong so much for human history.
Yeah.
So many things we were wrong about because we just didn't know any better and didn't have, the means to know any better until we developed the means to know, and then we go, oh shit, we fucked up there, but here's what we know now, and then it's, oh shit, we were way off, and then it's...
Yeah, and you know what? We don't, as a species, we don't handle different very well.
No.
We don't handle different at all.
No.
And we don't handle superficially different very well.
No.
At all. And so, it'll be interesting to see how...
We just don't handle things very well.
No. It'll be really interesting to see how humanity handles just finding little microbes on Mars. But fun. I really hope that one day there is that Star Trek moment where the Vulcans do come down and are you seriously doing that?
What?
Where the Vulcans do come down, and we don't have to take a drink for this. No, this is Star Trek.
Star Trek is not in the rules.
But they come down, and within 50 years, poverty's gone, war's gone, and it unites humanity, and that we see that we are all human, and this is a fundamentally political statement to myself, and it does not reflect on anybody else's opinions or
it does not represent Cosmos with Cosmos.
No. I do not see myself as an American. I do not see myself as an American at all.
Earthians.
I am a human. I live on Earth. I am an Earthling. That is who I am.
Part of the solar system.
Yes.
Hanging out on this Orion arm in the Milky Way galaxy.
This stuff about you cross an imaginary line that nobody can even see, except some cartographer somewhere.
Who drew these lines?
Yeah. It's just stupid. And, fundamentally, I am no different from somebody who lives in Canada, or somebody who lives in Afghanistan or wherever. We just really fundamentally are not different at all. It really, for a lot of people, it seems to boil down to how much melanin that you have in your skin, and
how much money you have,
and yeah, and that's just such a superficial thing. Mm-hmm. We're all human, and I really look forward to the day where humanity is united, and it's going to take a Vulcan to do that, and it's going. And that Vulcan really is just going to want to like have a pizza dinner with us.
Might take a Klingon.
And we're going to kill it. We're going to kill that Vulcan. Meanwhile, it just wants to have a party with us.
Vulcans are known for their partying.
Yeah.
They really know how to toe it up. That's a phrase, right? Toe it up? Is that a phrase?
Is now. Definitely is now.
I think
This pregnant pause is Liz reading the chat. So
no, I'm looking at Leia. She's laying just right over here, outside of the door. She's sleeping and just looks so innocent. And I'm looking at her and I'm like, dogs should rule. Let's give the reins to the dogs.
Not the cats.
I mean, it would be smarter for dolphins because I think they're next in line intellectually.
Oh, they're above us. I think there's so many species that are above us. I think dogs are above us. Dogs, really and
depends
truly.
on the dog.
All right, chihuahuas, no. But, really and truly, I mean, dogs, they really just want to, they just want to play. That's what they want to do.
Mm-hmm. Well, some dogs want to murder other dogs, but, I mean.
Yeah, but that's because of their humans.
No, not necessarily.
Let me live in my fantasy. It's because of their humans. All right.
Anyway.
What do you guys think? I mean, this is such a...
I mean, we don't have to smell the butts, but...
No. There was all right, so Liz and I have started watching season 3 of The Circle on Netflix.
This is our admission of just us watching trash TV.
Talk about going down a rabbit hole. But, literally and figuratively, there was a question that showed up, and they were asking questions in the circle, and the question was, would you allow your dog to kiss you on the mouth? Mm-hmm. And one of the ladies was like, and she's holding 2 dogs, by the way, says, absolutely not. Absolutely not. I would not allow that to happen. And it actually sparked a big debate. And it was all about the butts.
And we were like,
butts and Peters.
And we were like, not if it's Leia, because she eats her own poop. We're not going to let her kiss us on the mouth with that poop tongue. Are you kidding me? Jack can give me all the kisses he wants, though.
But he won't.
He won't.
He will kiss me. He will not kiss Liz.
No, just such a rare kiss from him.
He loves me.
Amazing.
He loves me. But yes, Katie, there is a season 3, and it just started. And it just hit Netflix. So, all right.
What do you think? What do you think would be different? Is if Mars.
I'm sorry, I'm reading Jack saying the Vulcan only parties once every 7 years, and it is lit. It is because it leads to almost murder. But
my mom, what show?
Oh, you watched it.
It's The Circle. You watched it with us when we were at Lincoln City, where people are. It's a social media
thing in Chicago, and they're all in their just hotel room.
It's trash with.
All right, but anyway.
People. But anyway,
I'm sorry. Continue. Jack's question.
If when your friend's dog has your name. Yes, Jack never gives me kisses.
Yeah.
Adam, are you with Katie? Get in line here. Get with it. Jesus.
Anyway. You guys should be in the same place. What?
Anyway, if Mars and Earth had the similar planetary evolution, where, say, Mars wasn't as small as it is, and it was able to hang on to its more of its atmosphere and hold more of its water, and so that it is more Earth-like than it is today, and it involved something. How do you think like our species would have evolved differently if we had a neighbor that was also evolving intelligent life with us? And
so you're talking socially evolved.
Well, no, yeah, because, I mean, you can't change the circumstance. I mean, that's not going to change the conditions under our biological evolution. But, like, when would the earliest be that we found out that there was, like, intelligent life on Mars, if it had Mars?
Well, but okay, let's say that we evolved in parallel. So that as Earth society evolves technologically, Mars society evolves technologically the same way.
I mean, they could have had different social things that have held them back or whatever, but say biologically, a species evolved, with us. Like, when is the earliest we would have figured out, oh shit, there's intelligent life there, and maybe vice versa?
100 years ago.
Okay.
At the earliest.
And if there was intelligent life on Mars, would that have propelled our technology for space exploration to be faster, where we would maybe have a human presence there because there is another species we can interact with there?
Yeah, all right. Well, this is going to be an optimistic spin.
Okay.
It's going to be an optimistic spin. And it really goes back to my Vulcan way of hoping for the world, because really and truly, at my heart, I am truly an optimist. I really am. I know I come across as a pessimist to a lot of people.
I come across as a pessimist, and I am one.
But I really am an optimist, and I think that humanity, our better days are ahead of us, and our better nature, our better angels are going to win out in the end.
It's ironic how many religious metaphors you use.
Well, holy shit, was it a religious household I grew up in? But no, all right. So I think that the first time that we would have been able to figure it out was going to be not even 75 years ago.
Okay.
We'll say. We weren't even launching rockets 75 years ago. Mm-hmm. And so I think maybe it would have propelled it a little bit faster. But more importantly, I think what would happen was, after we went to the moon, we would have gone to Mars. Mm. And yeah, but think about, like, 100 years ago, radio was in its infancy. And so radio is starting to evolve. And if Mars technology is evolving at the rate in which Earth technology is, they're getting their radio signals, and so that's able to eventually
develop a communication
and be able to communicate. And so, of course, our first ambassador is going to be Hitler in 1936 Olympics. But and so that's what Mars is going to experience. And but hopefully, I really hope that it would have propelled us in a positive direction.
Yeah.
And this, in the past 75 years, would have turned out very differently. And by that, I mean that you don't have religious fanaticism occurring. You don't have wars occurring for really stupid reasons. And you don't have hunger anymore. You don't have...
wow, you're going that far? If there was life on Mars?
Yeah.
We're not just going to go to war with Mars at all?
And
then religions go nuts saying, we're the true whatever! Kill all the Martians!
At the beginning of all this...
Oh, right, you're an optimist.
I am going...
Meanwhile, I'm like, everybody's dead.
I am going the optimist route with this. I think the reality of it is fuck the Martians, we're going to nuke them. I think that's what it boils down to.
What resources do they have? What are their weapons technology? How can we exploit them?
Can we take it?
Can we take it all?
Yes. We can't. We can't have human slaves. We can have Martian slaves.
That would be the USMO, not the.
No,
not necessarily
worldwide. It would be worldwide.
Majority of the world. Maybe not the Kiwis. The Kiwis would be like. I was going to try to do that accent.
The quote in NoFX song, "The idiots are taking over," and I think they would definitely take over. And you would have Trumpism.
I feel like
Trumpism would have started.
I feel like idiots
ago.
have been in charge for a real long time. It's amazing we're still alive as a species.
But it seems like it's getting worse.
Oh, it's
getting so much worse. When I can say, W wasn't so bad. Considering and I fundamentally disagree with W on so many things, and I thought he was a terrible president and all this kind of stuff. I would take W in a heartbeat over what we just had.
I like Jax. Lock the doors on the saucer when flying by the third planet. Yep. We're the bad neighborhood.
we are
the galaxy. And my mom. We will be the Federation of Planets and Vulcans in charge.
We need somebody else in charge.
We need somebody else in charge. Somebody that knows what they're doing in the universal scheme of things.
Yeah.
Oh, but then but if the Vulcans are in charge, are we going to end up in like we aren't allowed to show emotions anymore?
We need a little more logic in our lives. And so you can have logic and emotion.
But our stupidity makes us kooky and fun.
And very dangerous. We are the Packlets of the universe.
We're just like the 2-year-olds. We're just like, we do what we want. Sharing, fuck you. Give me a donut. Or whatever 2-year-olds ask for. Clearly, they're not asking for donuts.
They want their toys. And they don't want you to take their toys. So.
Mine.
I
mean, just listen
we're
to those
the seagulls. We're the seagulls. Mine. And we have so many seagulls here, and every time I see a seagull, I think mine.
Here's what we need to do, okay? Because obviously, and we've talked about this ad nauseum, because we love talking about it, but it's a great thing to talk about. Obviously, there's life in the universe. I say this obviously. There's no scientific proof of it yet.
Yeah, but that feeling.
But it's
your intuition.
Statistically speaking, mathematically speaking,
it's got to be.
I'm just gonna go out on a limb and say there's life out in the universe somewhere, and not only is it just life, but there is intelligent life in the universe somewhere other than us.
The percentages are on your side.
I would think so. I took too long with that opening. Oh yes, if we want evidence of life, because it's going to be very hard to find intelligent life in the universe.
Yeah.
Just given how big the fucking universe is.
Yeah.
I think we just need to broadcast just animal pictures and videos. Cat videos, dog pictures, just America's Funniest Home Videos, but just all animals.
Yeah, the animal edition.
And just broadcast that shit out. Because I think that could be a good, that looks fun. Just to reel them in.
Yes.
And then we'll be like, surprise! Some of us want to be friends and learn from you. Others are going to want to kill you. But
surprise!
Baby.
We're here.
Because if they're coming for puppies and cat videos, they're not going to be mean. They're not going to be murderous or have ill intention, right?
That's how you reel them in.
They're going to be they're nice because they're interested in cute dog pictures. And cat videos where cats do silly shit.
Yeah, but then you're gonna have some people who are just like, hey, let's just kill them. They're gonna come here, let's kill them.
Yeah, we would warn them of those people and be like, let's align and get rid of those people so that we can advance the good parts of our society and humanity.
Well, I think the good news is that we're pretty isolated.
Let them secede from the earth. Or they can have the earth and we'll just...
No, why don't we let them have
My mom just said, I was going to broadcast help. Help. Save us from ourselves.
Let's let them have Mercury.
Yeah,
You know,
Mercury's
you
fun.
go like, hey, Mercury is a
Mercury's
fast
great.
planet. It's the fastest
It
planet
can
in the
be
solar.
really cold, or it can be really hot.
Yeah.
Whatever you're feeling like. If you're feeling cold one day, just go into the day side.
Yeah, just you
Warm
can
up a
go
bit.
there, and you know what? You don't need to take oxygen. Just go there. It's fine.
No,
It's
Jack.
all good.
Unless they think puppies are possibly tasty.
Whoa, shit!
Well,
God, that went dark.
I was gonna make a comment about we already got those people here.
Yeah. Oh, don't do that. We're trying to, get into that market, into the Chinese market.
I didn't specifically say Chinese. I just said those people.
And your mom does. So.
Oh God. All right. Well, you know what? People eat
I
horse,
never had dog in China. Never did.
I don't want to ever have dog.
I never had. I had chicken. I had duck. I think I had beef. It was really good food.
I want to stick to the typical animals that we eat.
Yeah.
And even those are cute. So
Yeah, it really and truly, we all should try to be vegetarian. I did it for a year.
No, I need a steak in my life every once in a while. At least once a month, I need some red meat.
We don't have steak once a month. We need to do that.
We'll have red meat at least once a month.
Oh, yeah.
Oh no, Jack, he says, sorry, I'm reading trauma reports. It puts me in a bad place.
Why?
Why are you reading trauma reports?
Don't do that.
Oh, what are trauma reports? I don't want to know.
Don't ask them. We don't want to know. We're happy here. We don't
happy.
We don't need trauma.
Anyway, all right. So, what do you think is the best bet of finding evidence of life in our solar system? Obviously, Mars or Europa?
Mars. Just out of
Ease of getting there.
Ease of getting there. We have so many missions that are planned to go to Mars. So I'm going to say Mars. But we only have one mission that's on the board for Europa, correct?
Yes, I read
the Clipper.
I read the Europa report, and it's
okay. Well, it's the Clipper, right?
The Clipper.
Yeah. And so it's that's only one mission, and
yeah. I know we're not good at exploring past Mars, but it takes longer, and it's.
I think I bet you, and there's no money in this, by the way.
Okay. Okay. Say your thing, and then I just thought of like another ore.
I bet we find life on an exoplanet before we find life on Mars.
Oh,
because
that's interesting. How? But
James Webb.
But you can't.
Going up.
But the presence of like a higher presence of like methane, it's not definitive.
It's not definitive, but if it's reoccurring, then you really can.
Keeps eating those beans.
Which means you got something is eating them, and so again, methane is byproduct of life as we know it, so exoplanet cows basically.
My ore was Titan, because we have a mission that's going to go to Titan.
Titan's really cold. Titan's really cold.
Like they're eating water bears. I'm sure water bears would be fine on Titan.
Yeah, but Titan's really cold, and they like to say that Titan, Titan like Earth is Earth like like almost 4.5 billion years ago, whatever it is. But it's not.
I've never heard Titan as being described as Earth like.
Well, yeah. All right, so
just that it could have just because the lakes of.
Like methane
and hydrocarbons could.
Right, but I believe that in the very extreme early days. Oh man! All right, I'm gonna have to look this up.
We're getting into uncharted knowledge territory,
everyone.
Things are getting a bit dicey on these rough seas.
Maybe this is the first question for in 2 weeks.
In 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Somebody write it down and text us it, because we're not going to remember.
There's some like
what was Titan like?
Earth-like component, and it's not just the atmosphere.
I thought it was because it has lakes of
maybe
methane.
I think it has something to do with the temperature as well.
Okay.
But Titan is exceedingly cold.
Yeah.
300 degrees below zero.
Okay. All right. I like that the concept of finding life on an exoplanet, evidence of life on an exoplanet before we find evidence of past life on Mars.
And I know maybe it's just that it's my hopes for James Webb. December 18th, everybody. That is going to be Super Bowl number 2.
Watch party
for 2021. I don't care. I don't care if they launch it at 2:30 in the morning. We are gonna have a launch party.
There will be meats. There will be cheeses.
There will be cookies. There'll probably be cupcakes. Basically, whatever you saw with the Perseverance launch, we will have.
I'll make some James Webb sugar cookies. I don't know how I will make those, but I'll make them. Oh, my mom says iron, basis of hemoglobin. You're right. Iron is the basis of hemoglobin, and there's a lot of iron.
Is there a lot of iron?
I don't know.
Yeah, but also, like, to me, more importantly, all right, so carbon is the basis of life as we know it. And so, carbon is big in hydrocarbons, DNA. DNA is basically a hydrocarbon. It has carbon. Well, it has oxygen. It has all kinds of shit in it. But silicon.
I was just gonna ask, what is the next? What could be a base of life that
silicon
and how?
And so silicon kind of has a lot of the properties that carbon has.
Mm-hmm.
And so you can actually remove a carbon and put silicon in there.
Would it make life more bouncy?
It's not silicone.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's a good point.
But that opens up the door to,
a whole, yeah. I mean,
it expands.
If you look at just carbon-based life, we're going so off Mars now, but if you look at just carbon-based life and the variety of life that there is, from the variety of plants and everything, bacterias and space creatures, ocean life. I mean, the variety of life on this planet is, I don't even know all the kinds of life that are on the planet that I live on. It's just, and whenever I watch one of those, Attenborough nature documentaries or Planet Earths or whatever, I'm just like, oh shit, I didn't know about that. That's crazy. Wow.
I'm waiting for you to say life will find a way. Because it does. It finds a way.
Well, now you've said it. I don't know if I was going to get there, but I don't think you would have.
I don't think. Oh, eventually, maybe.
Maybe.
But let's not even worry about silicon. Let's just say carbon base. Let's just look at carbon base,
mm-hmm.
and just like you said,
mm-hmm.
there's so much diversity of life here on Earth alone.
Mm-hmm.
Carbon is a pretty bountiful element in the universe.
Mm-hmm.
Carbon is pretty relatively easy to make.
You could say it's universal.
Again, you have to watch this video because there's a whole thing. There's the pause, there's the look, then there's the I'm gonna get the drink and take a drink after I say it. It's just everything.
Picture that meme with the husky that tells the joke.
Yeah.
That's me.
That's perfect. But yeah, and so carbon actually shows up pretty quickly in the large stars that create things, and so hydrogen to helium to oxygen to carbon. So carbon is like number 4 on the list. Yeah.
And then our sun will go, I'm out.
Yeah.
But bigger stars will go, let's keep going.
Yeah. Yeah, hold my beer.
Yeah.
And so if you have carbon and hydrogen and oxygen, these are pretty, these are elements you can find a lot of in the universe. Mm-hmm. Not as much as hydrogen and helium, obviously, but you can still find them in
I mean, look, if
amounts.
there was enough to
I think it's gotta
make this shit happen, I
think it's gonna show up. We don't even need to think about like the silicone right now. The silicone actually just expands the possibilities.
Yeah.
We just look at carbon, and there's got to be life somewhere.
Expand the possibilities?
Oh, okay, but you need to tell the world, to the people that are just listening, what you were doing.
They can use their imaginations on what could be expanding with the word. You said silicone instead of silicon. So.
Oh, did I?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
one of those little silly things.
Mom asked, well, wasn't a lot of things deposited on Earth from somewhere else? And I mean, that's...
Transpermeation or whatever
Transpermeation?
Whatever. Transpermia.
Sperm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Earth is the egg. Yeah.
But yeah, the water could come from a comet, deposited by a comet. Could the same comet or a comet deposit water on Earth or what?
Hydrocarbon?
Mars? I mean, if water was deposited, was it from an impact?
You're talking about the impact.
Oh, okay, so it's an
impact.
impact. It's an impact. It's not just like flying through the tail of a comet. We get one.
Right, but I mean, if you look at Mars is pockmarked by a lot of craters.
Yeah, I mean, the early solar system, a lot of things were just like poo into each other in the early, the heavy bombardment periods.
Yeah.
Early and late heavy bombardment periods. So things were getting hit all over the place.
Yeah,
so there's a lot of seeding.
Things running in each other.
A lot of seeding happening.
In fact, there's there's a lot of thought about that. A lot of the water for the oceans came from comet impacts. Mm-hmm. But, comets are big, dirty snowballs, and so they are...
Scientific official designation.
Dirty
snowballs.
But they also have hydrocarbons in them, and those hydrocarbons impact on the Earth, and then you get amino acids. Oh, man, they're going to bark. They're going to bark. I heard a growl. Dogs are going to bark.
Well, I think Jack is dreaming, and Leia is reacting to his dream.
Okay. And so, those comets can be responsible for not only water, but also for hydrocarbons, which lead to amino acids.
And things start kind of jiggling around together.
And I cannot help but think of the episode where Q takes Picard to the little pool of goo where the amino acids are coming together. Here at the end of all things.
Although it would have been deep in ocean vents, but...
Yes,
because you need a heat.
No, tide pools. No, I mean tide pools is where you
need the motion of the ocean.
You need the motion of the ocean, but you also need the stability of a tide pool.
Oh, right, because it's like a protected space to foster that growing environment.
And so
it's the womb of life.
Yeah, the womb of life. But also the moon was much closer to us then. And so it's really making the tides were huge then. And you're getting a lot of motion in the ocean.
That's true. All right, we've gone so far beyond Mars to just the origins of life.
But this is what the Hangover does.
That's true. That is what the Hangover does. But I'm out of alcohol.
All right, so we're calling it.
So any final thoughts on Mars missions, life on Mars, any final thought you care to give, and then while you're doing that, people at home ask any final questions or thoughts you have, and then I will round us out. I don't know if you can hear it, but Jack is dreaming right now. He's doing just these little puppy dream sounds, and it's adorable.
It really is adorable.
Just like,
I think it's an amazing thing that just 100 years ago, we were launching rockets for the first time, and these rockets did not even leave Earth. They just kind of went up and impacted someplace.
Like in when the kids they do their
with
little
Goddard
rockets.
Yeah, with Robert Goddard with his liquid fueled rockets. And within that 100 years, we have put 12 people on the moon. We have launched to the farthest reaches of our solar system, and in fact, outside of our solar system. But now we've also have landed on other planets, and these what we've landed on these other planets have been landers, but also rovers. But these rovers are mobile science laboratories that can give us a better understanding of what the world was like there locally for Mars or wherever. But now we're putting helicopters. It's an amazing time for what NASA and it is an amazing time. I say NASA as a very I live in the United States.
European Space Agency,
European
JAXA,
Space Agency,
India,
Japan. It's an amazing thing. Oh, and was it Qatar or somebody launched a spacecraft to Mars or somewhere for the first time.
Oh wow! Okay.
Yeah, earlier this year, and so it's an amazing time, and these little rovers, these little Mini Cooper looking things, size things that are on other worlds, they give me hope for the future, and that we can get beyond some of this pettiness that humans are known for, and it just gives me hope. It gives me hope for societal and quote unquote political reasons, but also for the science and the knowledge that we learn from these other worlds. And that's my final thoughts. And we have no questions.
It's fine.
Other than Candy can hear Jack, and that's what Asa does.
My mom agrees we came from goo.
Yes. We did. We came from goo. Even though my dad is fond of saying that we didn't come from no monkeys, quote unquote.
And he's correct.
He's correct. We did not come from monkeys.
Evolution works.
That is not how evolution was working. But we did get our starts in goo.
Mars, Jack says Mini Cooper delivery by Sky Crane would be cool. That's probably on like Musk's next, space feet.
I want Amazon to deliver my packages that way.
What, by Sky Crane?
With Sky Crane.
My drone, Sky Crane.
I want fucking Sky.
I want to feel those jets. I want jet marks on my doorstep.
Bezos, what are you doing, man? You went up into space. I want a Sky Crane. First of all, parachute. I want a parachute that says...
an umbrella?
Or an umbrella that says, dare mighty things, or whatever it is that it said. And then I want the Sky Crane and just drop off a pair of
sunglasses.
A pair of sunglasses.
Just a little box.
Hey, but they're Kurt Cobain sunglasses, and I do...
That Sky Crane costs $1 billion.
I do love my Kurt Cobain sunglasses that I have...
You didn't wear them.
I did not wear them.
You were going to wear them for this episode.
Yeah, I would. Yeah. I wouldn't be able to see. Well, 20 questions.
Well, I didn't think you'd wear them for the whole episode. Yeah, 20 questions. You can wear them for at least the beginning.
I have white ones and black ones.
Anyway. I get excited about Mars because, it is the closest place for us to explore and discover meaningful science and meaningful things that can help us understand our own origins and the origins of the solar system and give us a broader perspective on life and I don't know, hopefully kind of just maybe reprioritize humanity in our brains,
we do need that.
Because eventually we gotta stop with our bullshit, we gotta stop all this fucking just bullshit. Wear your mask, people. It's not hard. Get a vaccination. No. It doesn't hurt. It's fine. It's whatever. Anyway. So I love just being able to see these new technologies being tested and being successful and seeing color photos and video and hear sounds from another planet, like wind, just wind rushing, even though I have wind PST, but wind on Mars, it's fine. Wind rushing.
Because it's not here.
Because it's not here.
And it's like being hit
very
with
far away.
Pillow with feathers.
And I'm excited to see what the future brings, although I do feel like, if we could just get our priorities straight, we could accomplish so much more in our exploration and understanding, and all the things that we gain from space exploration is not just, oh, cool, we learned something about Mars. It can be a Jeopardy question. No, we get everything we're using right now to make this show has a connection to us exploring space.
Yeah, in one fashion or another.
Yeah. So it's like we evolve and develop in a positive way. Well, I mean, we can use it in a negative way, but we develop and grow our society through science and through exploration and through being able to say, like, hey, what do you think's on the fucking moon? Should we go there? Well, let's figure out how to get there, and then we fucking do it. Mom, we might get a "what the hell is this" moment from a Mars package. You might, and I look forward to those. What the hell is this? It's the "what the hell is this" moments that are the most fun. I would think. So anyway, you can keep up to date with Perseverance, Ingenuity just by Googling them. There's Mars 2020 website from NASA. The NASA websites have all the information, and as well as Curiosity's. Curiosity's still going strong, still doing its thing, still sciencing the shit out of Mars in its own right.
But don't just stop at those. Look at Juno. Hubble Space Telescope. And
all the space missions.
Yeah, and follow James Webb. James Webb is going to launch on it right now is slated for December 18th. Mm-hmm. And we are going to have a party for that, whether it is through Cosmos or Cosmos, I don't know, but
we will be partying in some way.
We're going to have a party in some way.
Brandon will be having a panic attack the whole time.
Well, okay, I'm going to have a panic attack as well. There's a lot to this. There's a lot writing on this, literally and figuratively, and it's just. But let's be optimist.
Yes.
And let's hope for the best.
To the future, and to the United Federation of Planets, and Vulcans, and
Klingons, but not the Borg. They're not invited.
Fuck the Borg. Fuck you, Borg. Get the fuck out of this universe.
And we already know where the Packlets. So. But let's evolve beyond the Packlets.
Let's evolve beyond Packlets. Hashtag no more Packlets.
No, let's just evolve in a positive direction.
On that note, where I'm sure they're like Katie and Adam are like, what the fuck is a Packlet? What is going on right now?
Yeah, but your mom knows.
She knows.
She knows.
She'll get it. On that note, this has been fun. We obviously love talking about Mars, and the hope and inspiration and what we can learn from Mars. And we've learned so much about Mars already. So follow the Mars missions. I'm sure we will talk more about Mars in future episodes. But for now, join us next time. We will be doing some form of 20 questions where we will just be answering random 20 space questions.
And if you don't provide them, we will come up with them on our own.
Or we provide ourselves.
And you guys all know how to get in touch with us. So send us your questions, and you have 2 weeks to do it. But it has to be space related.
Space related, people.
Don't ask me how to make a drink or how to make banana pudding.
Anyway, we will see you next time. Thanks for joining us. Follow us on all the things as usual. Cosmos with Cosmos. And it's been fun.